For more than 40 years, I have been dealing with the pesticide industry. And I saw the great contribution that this industry gave to the world production of food. But as you know, the industry of agrochemical, they started to become mature. New products becoming more difficult to find. The regulations start to really kick in and limit the new products introduction, pest resistance, residue, difficulty from small growers in particular, worker exposure. All the subjectives that was affecting the chemical industry started to bug my mind, and I said, it's time to look for alternatives. It's time to look for other mechanisms that can help. Then we saw the GMO, but the GMO was not the panacea, was not the full solution. And then, quite frankly, the biologicals start to come. We know the biological has been around for many, many years, but finally, the technology, the quality of the product start to emerge. And to be very honest, the growers really want alternative for pesticide. The number of applications becoming more and more. The mixes of pesticides, all those things start to put a tremendous pressure on cost for the growers, and they need to remain competitive. Everybody really wants better, clean, best solution. I think all those things that drive the industry, drive the food production, a very healthy food production, inspire me and inspiring everybody to start to move the agriculture to a more regenerative, to a more biological agriculture. Biostimulants and the full biological products is really gaining a lot of share in a quick way. The growth of those products is very exponential. It's still a relatively small amount in the market compared to the pesticide. But for the next 10 years, we're going to see the biologicals and the biostimulants taking more and more share from the chemical industry. And that's a natural trend. And why that's going to happen? Because new technology, new products, the biological companies being established ones, being the startup, they are generating this technology. They are bringing better and better and better products. So besides the biostimulation by itself, that's very important. It's bringing a new component for the agriculture, but the bacteria that helps the nitrogen fixation, the phosphorus fixation by itself. And we start to see more and more the biologicals really replacing fungicides, nematicides, insecticides. So there is an entirely new generation of product coming. We already have very, very good products in the marketplace from our company, from our competitors, taking the spaces. So there is a tremendous opportunity to grow in this business. And the most important, the growers are very anxious for the biologicals industry answer. And they really wanted to try to see. And this technology has to be consistent. You have to have a reasonable pricing. You need to have a good cost benefit. You have to have performance. You need to have a shelf life to succeed in this market. But with this ingredient, you can go head by head with pesticide, and in many, many occasions, you can be better. Today, we have bionematicides that are much better than the chemical nematicides. As everything that's new in the market, that requires new idea and the implementation of new ideas. And there is competition. Competition with the traditional chemistry, with a strong company, with their marketing programs. They control the distributor in many, many countries. So the biologicals needed to find a space. So it's not an easy task. Everybody needs to work hard. You need to have very good products that really perform, that are registrable, and they have shelf life. Shelf life is very critical, very important. Otherwise, refrigeration, all the complexity around those aspects will limit your ability to go to the marketplace. But you need to have market access. Market access is important. Alone, you're not going to be able. And to have the market access, to make your product present in the market, you need to invest. It will be very impossible, or be almost impossible for a small company with very limited resources to make it happen. So my suggestion to those companies is build up alliances so you can guarantee your market access. You need to have a strong team in the field, well-trained, well-prepared. You need to understand that you are not going to harvest overnight. You need to invest in product development. You need to convince the growers. You need to convince the distributors to embrace you and to make your product successful. So the financial technology, have the right product with shelf life, investment, having money, and then the distribution, the market access, and finally, people. And maybe the first one, the most important. You need people that has passion, people that's going to embrace this new agriculture, people that are going to be able to change completely the mindset that you face in the marketplace. With all those ingredients, yes, you can be successful. Obviously, a lot of those companies are not going to be successful, particularly the startup. Maybe they dream more than their capability of implementing. They will be acquired. They will need to build alliances. So if you have financial capability, if you have the right products, you have the good team, go ahead, conquer the market. The market is yours. If you don't have those ingredients, do an alliance with somebody else, and then you can succeed in the long run. But you're going to see a lot of competition on this space. What will be good? The best ones are the ones that are going to survive and is going to take their share. Well, there is plenty of space. The North America, Central, South America, in particular Brazil, needs the biological inputs. We needed to reduce the chemical inputs that we put in our land. This is very mandatory. We needed to get closer to no residue, zero residue. We needed to bring up the regenerative agriculture back to the space. So I see a lot of opportunity. Brazil is going fast. It's growing very, very fast. Why? Because the Brazilian growers, they love the innovation, and they are embracing biologicals better than any other countries. So you're going to see the numbers in Brazil going up quickly, and Brazil is going to lead the bioagriculture, the biostimulation industry in the entire world. So the other countries will also follow. As I said, as long as the technology works, the technology is good, is cost competitive, you provide the service, you have a market access, all those ingredients will be fundamental. But I see no other picture in the horizon other than the biologicals and the biostimulants gain more and more space as an important and very unique tool for producing food for the future. Farmers are fundamental. Farmers are end user, is our customers. So we need to understand more and more what goes behind the farmer's mind. But as much as you talk with the farmers, they really love, they enjoy the concept of biostimulation, bioagriculture, and the biologicals in general. Why? Because they're tired of using pesticides on their fields. They really want to have an additional tool. They need to look to the cost. They want to be sustainable. They want to be competitive, to remain competitive. So cost production is important. In many crops, we are reaching a plateau on the yield. And the biological industry is really going to help the growers to move to a different performance on their yields. So the growers' mind say, give me the right biological, give me the biological is the right cost, and I will adopt the bioagriculture very fast. And that's happening. And it's happening as we speak. It's growing, growing, and growing. As I repeat so many times, the good product, good performance, solid, service to the growers, shelf life, cost benefit very clear. You promote your product, you're going to be there. It's not easy to occupy the space of the chemical industry. The chemical industry has been around for more than a half century. They have extremely large teams. They put a lot of money in promotion, in relationship. They have a strong distribution. They give incentive to the sales people in the field. They're very, very present. So now come relatively small companies and try to find their spaces. But it's just a matter of time. The agriculture is going, in the next 10 years, is going to really tend towards the bioagriculture and the regenerative agriculture that I call, and this is something that's going to happen, and there is no other way. And the growers is going to be our major agent. The growers is going to be the agent that's going to understand the biological, know how to use that, and they're going to spread the news to their neighbors, to the other growers, and this will be a sequence that's going to take over the marketplace. Well, the BioAg World Congress is well designed. So all the previous one that I participate, every subject was very carefully picked up. And those are very, very informative. So by attending the Congress, you are going to gain a massive and very relevant information. Okay, there is nothing that's waste your time on those kinds of Congress. So that's a great news to you. The second one is the participants. You have the people that are driving this industry globally. So your capability, your ability to make linkage with people, with the leaders on this business, to look for partners, to potential acquisition, to becoming a representative of a product A, B, and C, to get the new technology, the information, the trends, the market data, the entire connection that comes in the BioAg World Congress is extremely important. So it's a kind of event. If you're in this industry, you cannot miss it. So don't lose the opportunity. Participate heavily in the BioAg Congress, because it is going to be a reward for you. It's going to be very stimulating, and it will be very, very, let's say, up to date on what's going on, okay? And inspiring, the most important, to be very inspiring to you.